pretty inner frame, the naked Zaku Cannon. Nice, very, very nice. I know that the skirt has to go this way. Surprisingly, even though you get an inner frame for the back and the side skirts, you don't get an inner frame for the front skirts. The front skirt plate is already, you know, its own separate part. It would have been nice. It would have been neat for something like that, unless you know, you want to display the inside of the armor of the Zaku. You know, like kind of like a maintenance work being done on it. And there are a lot of people who like to do stuff like that and do amazing work. But I like to take the time to say that even though this is a 2.0 and there are parts that will that's converting it into the Zaku Cannon, I'm digging how the 2.0 is and how it's connected. Now, I recently had a conversation with someone at Gundam Planet, and it was an interesting conversation because we were talking about how we have not been seeing any resurgence of older kits, and recently they announced the new kits coming out. Reissuing of kits, and I was kind of glad to hear that they're going to be making Zaku 2 2.0s. But I was corrected, saying that no, they're planning to redo the original Zaku 1.0. And he was explaining it to me. Let me just take this coffee. Those molds, you know, those massive 1 or 2 ton molds that have the sprues for this, when that mold is being pounded in and compressed and putting in you know, the styrene liquid or pellets as it's being melted, as years pass, those molds begin to wear out. How do they wear? How do metal wear out? I don't know. Maybe it's not metal. Maybe it's a different type of material. But they took the time to rebuild the molds to the original factory specification. So that is why we may be seeing a resurgence of the 1.0 version of the Zaku 2. Not that I am complaining, because I do remember building the Zaku 2 FS. Yeah, excuse me, I may be saying it completely and utterly wrong. But I think it's the F variant or the FS variant, maybe. Let me go to the long site and just do a quick glance at the master grade page and just quickly scroll down. So that's Zaku 2, that's Zaku 1, Zaku 1, Titan's Color, not Titan's, Black TriStar, Zaku 1, Zaku 2, Black TriStar. And I do remember that somewhere along the line I began buying Gundam. So it's the F2. I don't know why I said FS. Yeah, the F2. And the F2 was technically my first master grade Zaku 2 many, you know, obviously close to 20 years ago. Before even I started YouTubing. And they made that. They made the paintball version. I don't think they made anything in between until the 2.0 came out. But the original one came out, let me see if I can pull up the year that it was released. Go to information, and I'll just go to the manual because it's right there. 1995. So they're going to re-release the 1995 mold. I've never built the 95 mold, which is the F and J variant. But if if I'm going to be seeing that, that'll be great to get something like that. But moving on to this mold, the person that I was a conversation saying that not many people liked how this connection is because you really need to push it in there, and there's a tendency that it may pop out. Has anyone had a situation like that with this type of kit, that it pops out? I don't know. We'll explore it, of course, during the course of the build, the assembly. Yeah, the assembly is strong. Obviously these things pop out because it doesn't have the armored plating over it. Here's the backpack, which, quite frankly, seeing this big old gap here is giving me some. It's giving me some ideas. I'll explain that in a second. Here's the head, where, of course, one of the cool gimmicks is when you turn left and right, the eyeball turns left and right. That's kind of neat. Here's the shoulder for the spike armor. And here's the part which does not come with an inner frame for this. There are 3 pieces here, but this hole is designed to hold up that right here. Right now it's not glued in or pegged in. Whoops. But I'm gonna put that there. There we go. So it's supposed to look like that. Now, I did take this out, and I took all the spike armor, and I have the plating that's identical to that. However, this is where it may not work. The actual polycaps is only meant for this part here, not for this part here. So if I want to use this, I have to pop that out and remove the polycaps and put it on the plastic parts that bends like that, so I can put the other spike armor. I think in storage nearby I may have it. I'll have to look for it. Otherwise, I may have to remove it, but that depends if I really want to do that or not. I'll definitely keep this as an option to the side. Yeah, everything looks strong, very well detailed stuff. I know that this little ball thing for the hydraulic doesn't always come down, and I don't know why, but you can't get everything. The hands are one of the best ones, and I spent times cleaning up the hands using my G tool. Cordless Polishing Pro. Just cleaning up the nails here, giving a little petty. Or is it mani or petty? Which one is it? I'm preparing which one is which. And then we have the weaponry here, which I did begin building. The bazooka looks really cool. I just need to start sanding in, especially like certain parts like here, this whole seam line here. But that's where this guy comes in. Just good. Yeah, that seam line is too wide. I guess I gotta work on this one right here. When I removed the peg, it left a scar. And then using, what the heck is that? I had a, drop it? That's all right. I'll just clean it up a bit. Let's see if looks like I'm getting it, but I need to get the sponge regular sponge sanding paper for this. Let me put one here, see how it feels. Oh, interesting. That can only go on this hand. Ah, okay. There's no hole here on this side. Let's try that again. I gotta go the other way around. There we go. The peg is a little too small for this. Okay, now I went through. And then gripping it with the hands right there. And then bending it, turning it. Actually, we're going to have to do it this way. There we go. Come on, get in there. There. Okay. I also built the Zaku machine gun, which is, of course, a classic there. And this one has the two pegs on the side. So one goes here, here, here. And that goes fine. Yeah, or not. Okay, sometimes you're gonna have to do the other way around. Pop this out. There we go. See, sometimes, whoops. Sometimes you say to yourself, yeah, I think, this is where I say they should have made a, what do you call it? Parts forming hands. Because sometimes this will work, sometimes it does not, and then you're just going to get frustrated and annoyed, like what I'm going through right now. And I'm going to be feeling this later on in the future. All right, so, oh, come on. You just got on there. There we go. Oh, let's get the shoulder on that again. Will it pop out again? Maybe, hopefully not. Oh, the hole's there. Okay. There we go. Sorry, just getting it so you guys can see the whole thing. Now, is this something you guys would like to get your hands on? I hope so. I mean, unfortunately, I don't see Premium Bandai showing this on their site, but they do have the other Zaku kits, like the. Do they have the Brennex Ox out there? I don't know. I have to check again. But they do have other Zaku 2 kits that you may want, maybe like the high mobility type. But yeah, this looks cool. I really do like how it looks. But right now, I'm going to begin continue sanding it down, cleaning it up. Oh, that's another thing. I gotta start cleaning up all these little parts with the tubing, and that's going to be an interesting. I know that. Oh, I remember. I believe this part is designed to like put it in, then cut it, and then take it out so you could sand it down. That's right. I remember that. Oh God, I remember it. There was somebody on video showing that. You know what? we'll do that as a separate video. So let me begin cleaning this, and I gotta clean up the parts and then get ready for painting. So stay tuned for that.